Yo, yo, yo. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Better than Monday, right? I think so. Hope so. We got video gaming news for this morning, and then I don't know what we're playing. I'll be honest with you. I have no idea what we're playing. We'll just figure it out. We'll figure out what sounds fun, and then we'll do that. Cool? Absolutely. So we've got today and Thursday. Tomorrow's our down day. Obviously, Wednesdays are our day off, right? So we got today and Thursday before we start our playthrough of Dragon's Dogma 2. I did download the character creator. So maybe we'll do character creator today. Maybe we'll do it on Thursday. I don't know. One of those. We'll do it before. We'll do character creator before we start playing Dragon's Dogma 2 on Friday. That way, that's out of the way. We'll just have it done. And that way, whenever we start playing, character creation will be done. And from what I understand, you'll be able to do it for your main character. You'll be able to do it for your pawn and everything too. So that'll just be completed. And that'll give us something to do in preparation and getting hyped up for Friday and playing Dragon's Dogma 2. And you know, it'll be cool. So I'm guessing it'll only probably take us an hour or so to get that done. But it'll be something anyways. We'll get done probably. We'll probably do it on Thursday. But before we can even start thinking about playing games today, you know what we got to do, baby. It's video gaming news time for today, March 19th. Let's get in there. Let's see what we got. Oh, baby. Valve has launched their Steam Families game sharing feature in beta. Interesting. Cool. We've talked about the game sense stuff. I'm not going to dive into it anymore. Today's the day for Hi-Fi Rush fans that might want to play it on the PS5. Cool. Next Battlefield seems safe and predictable. Let's just not support EA, okay? How about that? I don't. Okay, this is as always with everything that I try and promote and get people to understand about what we need to do to safeguard ourselves here in the gaming industry as the consumers of these products. We've made a lot of terrible companies. You know, whether you want to talk about how good EA was once upon a time, how good Blizzard was once upon a time, you know, the list goes on and on and on. A lot of these companies were at one point great developers, and they've turned into just juggernauts of greed, and they don't remember what it was to be a great developer of content for their fans and community anymore. They've just got dollar signs in their eyes. That's it. And so what I would say is, remember what Battlefield 2042 was. Remember how terrible that game was. And don't buy into whatever they're trying to feed you full of, you know, for what the next Battlefield will be. If anything, if you're that adamant about playing Battlefield, the next Battlefield, at the very least, wait until it comes out. Wait until it comes out. Look at what reviews say before you decide to buy into it. That's the least you can do, because we can only protect ourselves. There's no organizations. There's no committees. There's nothing protecting us in this industry from terrible products. Whether it be unfulfilled promises of content or terrible unfinished products being released too early. Nobody can protect us but us. And people got burnt with Battlefield 2042. Don't let it happen again. We can only protect ourselves. So don't buy into it, man. EA is the one behind this game. DICE makes it, but DICE is a subsidiary of EA. EA is the one that publishes it. Don't let them do it to you again, man. And if you really want a pretty solid Battlefield experience, why it might not graphically be the same, it's more of a poly experience, go play BattleBit. BattleBit is a fantastic indie take on a very Battlefield experience game-wise, and it is fantastic. The graphical fidelity is not going to be the same, but everything else is there. And it was made by 3 people. They deserve to be supported. BattleBit Remastered, fantastic game. It's so much fun, and it's so much better than anything Battlefield's been bringing to the table. So go get you some of that instead of supporting these terrible juggernaut greed monster companies like EA. Denuvo maker or Dado targets the video game industry's leak problem with new technology, huh? We've talked about all the Game Pass and PS Plus releases this month. I'm not going to dive into it anymore. Who gives a crap about Elon Musk? Seems like a terrible person. Elon Muskrat, you know. Dude's never struggled a day in his life. It doesn't seem. Born with a silver spoon in his mouth. Yeah, we got the Valve stuff up. We'll take a look at that. We've talked about this already too. When's the next GTA 6 trailer gonna drop? Yeah, we'll know when we know. We'll know when we're supposed to know. Fatal Fury, City of Wolves gives Street Fighter 6 a run for its money. Yeah, right, dude. I don't know about that one. Again, Fatal Fury is coming from SNK. SNK is owned by Savvy Games Group. Savvy Games Group is just a front for the Saudi Arabian regime. Be careful. New Xbox and PS5 Pro Dev Kit certified in South Korea. Ooh, okay. Sandland demo's out. That'll be a Bandai game coming to us. Oh my god, Dragon's Dogma 2! I'm so excited. Yeah, Princess Peach is, we've looked enough at this, but if you didn't know, March 22nd, right? Davey, look at that 5-stream streak. Dude, I gotta make a note. What's up, buddy? How you doing, dude? There we go. That's what we need. Cool. Sorry, I had to make a note of something real quick. There we go. We're good. Good morning, my friend. How's life, dude? What's up? Princess Peach, Dragon's Dogma 2, Rise of the Ronin are all releasing on March 22nd. So this coming Friday, they are all releasing. Dragon's Dogma 2 says March 21st on it on most platforms. That's because it releases at like midnight, falling into the 22nd. So, yeah. Oh, dude, yeah, there's some nasty weather rolling through a lot of areas in NA, dude. Yeah, I know. Yeah. We've actually had some cold weather already, but it didn't get nasty or anything. but we got some chilliness rolling through ourselves. But I know there's some areas that, like, today's going to get warmer again, but we had the temperatures dip back down into the 30s Fahrenheit for us over the past couple of days. Today's going to be windy, but it'll be warmer. And then, dude, we're back down into the 40s for like the next week, man. Crazy. Because, dude, it had been like 70s for us for a good 2-3 weeks, man. It had been feeling really nice. 60s, 70s, you know? Yeah, but I know that there's some like winter weather stuff coming in for people, man. Kind of crazy. So be safe. Yeah. That's what I heard, dude. Yeah, kind of nuts, man. Yeah, pretty wild. Like it's that like final winter storm front. I think, dude, is probably what it is. You know, that can happen sometimes, unfortunately, in certain areas. So we're getting like little, I think, kind of outskirts of it, you know, to where it's kind of that front has pushed some cold weather through for us, but it's not bad enough to where we're going to be getting like smashed with a bunch of snow or ice or anything. But areas like yours absolutely are, right? Yeah, I feel for you, man. It's good to see you, buddy. Thanks for the 5-stream streak, dude. That's awesome. So Princess Peach, Rise of the Ronin, Dragon's Dogma 2, they're all releasing on Friday. It's a big weekend for game releases, man. We've already looked at Rise of the Ronin. We've looked at Princess Peach. We've looked at Dragon's Dogma 2. You know, I'm not going to be diving into any more of that. Let's, don't. How about that? Boop. Get wrecked, nerd. Yeah, we've already looked at all that too. Keep pushing. Yeah, we've looked at all the PS5 Pro stuff over the past couple of days too. Not going to be diving any more into that right now. I will say that some of the images we saw of the new PS5 Pro looked pretty slick. Yeah. If they are truly images of what the PS5 Pro is going to look like, I liked it. It's like black on, but it's like just blacked out, dude, with like a blue light running across it. It's pretty slick, dude. We've already talked about the Prince of Persia stuff too, so I'm not going to dive into that. If anybody's not familiar, you didn't know. Look, I mean, I'll say that it's for somebody in myself that, you know, I kind of, Ubi's one of those other companies, like I was talking about earlier this morning, I feel that has lost their way in large part because they've gotten too big. They forgot what it was, you know, what it means to create quality content, what got them to where they are in the first place. Seems like they're trying to get back to that a bit, but I think they've got a long road ahead of them. And obviously things like, you know, the scope creep of what they did with Assassin's Creed was insane. They're getting back to their roots on that, but something like Skull and Bones was gross. They should have, you know, probably just crushed that project many years ago instead of trying to keep pushing it and release it with what it actually is now. It's not a good look. But Prince of Persia was, I think, a very good play by them. The team that they put on Prince of Persia, I think, nailed it. I think this was a very good play, and you know, even they pushed this out. It's a Metroidvania platforming 2.5D kind of game. It apparently has a solid amount of gameplay. Nothing, you know, crazy. Like maybe 25 to 30 hours, I think, is what you'll get out of this if you're really not pushing through it too fast. But it's also not a AAA price point or anything either, coming out of a AAA developer. And so with that, you're getting free DLC updates through the first 3 quarters of this year, and then at the end of the year, there's going to be like a paid DLC or something. So it's kind of cool to see, man. You know, I think they're doing a good job with this, and we've already looked at it. But if you didn't know, maybe take a look and see what you think. Especially if you're into the platforming Metroidvania kinds of games, Prince of Persia might be something for you to look into. Dude, Squirrel with a gun looks awesome. This game looks awesome. I'm really kind of expecting us to potentially give this, depending, this is the thing that's hard. I've got Squirrel with a gun on a list of games I really want to try. And I've kind of been looking at this for a while. It looks hilarious. It looks like a lot of fun. The problem is how many other games are going to be coming out around this time frame that could potentially be taking up schedule for us. We'll pay attention and we'll see. We could be getting that on the schedule. We will see. Apparently, if you're a mayonnaise fan, then Stardew Valley's 1.6 update will let you just chug mayonnaise. I mean, I like mayonnaise a lot, but not that much. Not that much. Ghost of Tsushima comes to PC on May 16th. We already know that. And we will be playing it day 1 in this channel. That's right. Ghost of Tsushima being played here May 16th. And I could not be more excited. I'm really, really excited to play that game. What the heck is going on with WB Games right now? I think aside from what they are potentially doing with Wonder Woman, which seems something much more akin to what they did with the, like, what was it, the Shadows of Mordor, those games. I can't remember exactly what those games were called. But Wonder Woman does seem single player. It seems like they're using that same Nemesis system in there. Everything else they're doing is going to be live service, and I think that I've been telling everybody this for a while now. You need to be worried about your franchise if it's underneath WB. They're probably going to ruin it with a live service model on that franchise. That's what they want all their games to be. We've already seen what they did with Suicide Squad. It's not a good look, so be careful. This is unfortunate. This is unfortunate. Like a Dragon Studio head surprised by Infinite Wealth's strong early sales. I'm going to pull this up. Let's talk about this. The reason this is unfortunate is because RGG and Sega decided to paywall New Game Plus in this game. One moment. Apologies. So it's a this is one of those things that if people don't stand up about something like this happening, this game, the base edition of this game, I think that's what it was. Like the base edition of the game wasn't going to have New Game Plus, and then if you bought into higher editions of the game, then you were going to get New Game Plus. That's terrible. There's no way that should happen. This is disgusting. I don't care if it's done in that method or mechanic, or whether it's done as a DLC item. That's never something that should happen for DLC or for New Game Plus. Should never be a paywalled item. Absolutely not. That's a quality of life thing for gamers that developers know adds replayability to games, right? What that New Game Plus is a replayability quality of life thing that they should be implementing to you know, try and prompt people to keep playing their titles. It's not something that should be looked at as a scheme to try and get people to spend more money, because this is the thing. This is going to create a snowball effect. If people buy into this notion, they buy into this mechanic, that's going to make these companies feel comfortable enough to do this and then paywall other things that should by default just be part of the experience. It's going to get ridiculous. You got to be very careful about this. Yep. We're not going to dive into this because I've already talked about it before, but today is the day that MLB The Show 24 and Lightyear Frontier are added to Game Pass, just so you know. GOG games will soon be playable through Amazon Luna. Interesting. Take a peek at that. Konami debuts Metal Gear Solid Legacy Series video series. What? Well, that's kind of interesting. We won't watch this, but I will link it and show you guys. Helldivers 2 is still crushing. We've got this up already. We'll talk about that. We've talked about all the specs for the PS5 Pro right now. Yep. Things I'm skipping, we already have up, or we've talked about. Wait, what? Unity is quoted as saying, the more places your games are, the more opportunity for discovery, at the Game Developers Conference in 2024. Nobody should be going to Unity right now, dude. Unity probably is really suffering right now, and as they should be. Nobody, I mean, if you don't remember the debacle of them just deciding to get really absolutely disgustingly scummy with their price scheming change across what they were doing for their developers and partners and stuff. Man, it was bad. It was bad. It was like towards the end of last year. And Unity. We talked about this yesterday, yeah. Balattro's now shifted over 1 million copies. Good for them, dude. Balatro is a banger of a game. If you like poker, especially, and it's not like real life poker. You're not gambling. It's not a gambling game. This is the thing I would say about Balatro. Balatro is an amazing roguelike poker game that has a lot of replayability in it, and it's a fun, chill little experience that would play really well, especially on handheld devices, like while you're on the go and stuff. It's not super graphics intensive or anything like that, so it wouldn't be real power heavy for handhelds. I played it on desktop. I loved it. and it has no actual gambling mechanics in it. That's people have this notion that it's a gambling game. It's not. It's not a gambling game at all. It has nothing like that in it. So Balatro is just a game for funsies. There's no kind of gambling, no real life money in the game besides what you pay to own the game outright. That's it. And it's a lot of fun. We kind of talked about this before, Davey. I'm not positive. I mean, I'll finish Dragon's Dogma 2. There's no doubt about that. I'll complete Dragon's Dogma 2. If it's close to being on par quality-wise and content-wise with Dragon's Dogma 1, I will finish it. I'll finish it. And as far as like the other games that we have coming out, this is what it's really hard to tell right now. It's hard to tell. So I don't know how much time. The reason it's hard for me to express exactly when I will finish it and how it could potentially overlap with some of the other games we're going to be playing is because I don't know how long the game's going to be exactly, you know? You know me, I don't play my games fast. It's a game that the first game, Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, that game, I put 130 hours into it. I probably didn't need to, but I don't usually need to put as much time into the games I play as I do. But I'm going to get a very, very thorough experience into Dragon's Dogma 2. As you can see, I don't have an extensive amount of time right here put into Dragon's Dogma 2. And it's getting kind of bumped because of my vacation I've got coming up, right? So what's happening is we're probably gonna have some overlap, and it just depends. So how many days do I have right here? So it's gonna be 8 and say 18. So just this time I have allotted right here for Dragon's Dogma 2 is only going to give me about roughly guesstimating about 90 hours worth of gameplay between the end of March and the beginning of April. Then I've got my vacation, and then as soon as I get back, No Rest for the Wicked starts. So I'm definitely going to be trying No Rest for the Wicked. Then I've got another vacation. I've got to adjust this. Ghost of Tsushima releases. You know, I think getting a good chunk of No Rest for the Wicked in right here is going to we'll be done with No Rest for the Wicked. But we'll still need to finish up Dragon's Dogma 2 while we play Ghost of Tsushima as well. So I don't know. You know, it just depends. It just depends. What I'll try to probably be doing, you know, obviously I'm not gonna rush that game. I'm guessing this is the thing too. Dragon's Dogma 2's they've basically already told everybody just map wise that game's going to be about 3 to 4 times larger map wise than the first game was. Now, does that necessarily mean you're going to get as much gameplay out of it? Not necessarily, but quite possibly. You know, I got a lot of replayability out of Dragon's Dogma 1 too. I mean, like, if you look at what's the average, where's the time to beat? How long to beat? Let's take a look at this. Random mode time, by the way. I remember putting a lot of replayability into Dragon's Dogma because I loved it, dude. That game was so much fun. As a completionist, you know, completionist playstyle for Dark Arisen. I mean, I wasn't that far off, really. You know, I put 130 hours in. The average completionist playthrough was 120 hours. You know what I mean? And you know, I always play my game in a very completionist kind of style. You know, so it's really hard to determine. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah, so I don't know. The thing is, what I do know is that we'll get a really good, nice jump. I mean, it's always a struggle, right? Like you said. I mean, especially with for all of us as gamers, not just for, like, you know, content creators and stuff too. I mean, it's always a struggle trying to find the balance of getting the content in you want to play and that your, you know, community wants to see and be a part of, and how to best juggle getting the meat of that in before you turn over into something else, as there are just so many games releasing all the time. And I've got a lot coming. We've got a lot in this community we want to see coming up. I'm definitely playing No Rest for the Wicked on early access release. I don't know, you know, we don't know what that game's going to feel like. It looks amazing, right? It looks amazing. So I'm really hopeful that No Rest for the Wicked is going to be a lot of fun. I've given that a good chunk of time too. But there's the potential that, you know, the latter portion of Dragon's Dogma 2 has to be maybe pushed out a little bit for us for finishing. I don't know. Just because I want to play No Rest for the Wicked on early access release. Then I want to play Ghost of Tsushima on PC release too. And we might not be able to finish Dragon's Dogma 2 until we finish Ghost of Tsushima. So there's that kind of potential, you know. We're going to get a good chunk, probably 90 to 100 hours of Dragon's Dogma 2 in before we have to play some of the other games that are coming out that we're really looking towards. So we might not get to finish Dragon's Dogma 2 till a little bit later, but it'll happen. I'll make sure it happens. There's no way I'm not finishing Dragon's Dogma 2. It's just not going to happen. It'll definitely happen. It's a struggle, dude. The juggle's a struggle. You know what I'm saying? It's just so hard to determine right now because they're talking about how big the game is, and the first one was significant, anyways. Yeah. All right, buddy. Yo, I hope the weather isn't too bad for you, man, and stay safe. All right, dude. Have a good day at work, man. I think it's going to be a little bit. I'm just going to skim another page real quick. City Skylines 2. City Skylines 2 probably shouldn't have even released until now, let alone just getting mod support. Colossal Order is the developer behind this game. They told everybody in a public announcement before the game released that it wasn't finished. They released this game unfinished and were comfortable enough with that to do it. That's terrible. It feels terrible. It should never happen. We've made this terrible bed for ourselves as consumers that these developers feel comfortable enough to do that kind of stuff. Almost 2/3 of game development studios are using AI. That should not surprise anybody. Stray is being adapted into a movie. Interesting. We touched on all the additional specs that came out for the PS5 Pro yesterday, so I'm not going to dive into that. Wait, what? Fallout Xbox Vault Series X prize bundle revealed. This is something that Microsoft and Amazon are doing together for a one-of-a-kind Fallout console being given away in a competition. Whoa, Vault, dude. I'm going to have to send this to Vault. Where's Soup at? Does the PS5 have enough good exclusive games? Not as many good exclusive games as Xbox has. Oh, where's Soup at? Bro. All right. Inciting violence already. All right, man. Let's get into these topics we have for today. And then we'll go play games, man. So the hit video game Stray is being adapted into a movie. Stray, the hit indie game with digital spy called one of the best of 2022, is getting turned into a movie. The game puts players into the paws of an adorable ginger cat who falls into a mysterious cyberpunk city populated by sad robots and flesh-eating eyeball bugs. Makes friends with a friendly drone in order to figure out what's going on and get home. As reported by Entertainment Weekly, Studio Annapurna Animation is lining up multiple new projects following the success of its debut feature, Nimona. Stray, which was published by Annapurna's gaming division, is one of these projects. Studio co-lead Robert Baird told the publication, "This is a game that's all about what makes us human, and there are no humans in it. It's a buddy comedy about a cat and a robot, and there's such a hilarious dynamic. There's comedy inherent in this, but there's not one human being in this movie. I think it's one of the reasons why the game was incredibly popular. You're seeing the world through the point of view of an adorable cat." How did they pull that off? And how are we going to pull that off in the movie? We will, even though sometimes it feels impossible. We know that's the essence of the game and the key to telling the story. Also explained how the game's developer Blue 12 referred to the game as Hope Punk, which is about using optimism as a force of resistance. He stated, "I love that term, Hope Punk. I think if we're going to do this adaptation justice, this is going to be the first and greatest Hope Punk movie that's ever been made." Considering the game is pretty short, quite simply to play, and already quite focused on story, it'll be interesting to see how it is translated to a non-interactive medium. Now, would it take about 20 hours to get through that game, I think? Something like that? Something to that effect. Here we go. Fallout Xbox Vault Series X prize bundle revealed. Look at this. That's actually kind of dope, dude. Yeah. Microsoft and Amazon Prime have lifted the lid on an exclusive one-of-a-kind Xbox Series X package, which includes a never-before-seen Fort Knox vault that can hold the console, a controller, and any other accessories you can jam inside it. It's a special celebratory package that one lucky winner will get their hands on through the Fallout Xbox Sweepstakes competition. Has been created in tribute to the upcoming release of the Fallout TV show. Locked up tight. Look no further than this competition if you've ever wanted to take a custom Fallout Xbox Series X console and lock it up in a Fallout-themed safe. For one lucky winner, that dream will become a reality, provided they're over 18 and live in the U.S., which irritates the British Fallout fan to no end. Well, it irritates any other Fallout fan. That sucks. This extremely limited edition package comes with an electronic safe that's themed perfectly around the Fallout TV show, has room enough inside for an Xbox Series X, which is also customized, covered with Fallout branding, and a limited edition controller, which is one of the Design Lab pads released recently by Microsoft. The all-new and original Fallout TV show airs exclusively on Amazon Prime on April 11th, which we are probably going to watch here in the channel together. Follow and RT with hashtag Fallout Xbox Sweepstakes for a chance to win. In 414. The rules are here at this link, so you guys can check this out. I'll link it to you. I know there's at least a few people in the community that would really, really enjoy this. Here we go. Nice. Cool. Moving on, Valve launches Steam Family's game sharing feature in beta. With new parental control features, it'll replace both Steam Family Sharing and Steam Family View. Valve has announced Steam Families, a new way to share games, monitor children's activities, and streamline purchases on Steam. Available now in beta, it will replace both Steam Family Sharing and Steam Family View. Players can create a Steam Family group for up to 6 members, which can be managed from the Steam client, a mobile device, or web browser. Family members can play each other's shareable games, although they won't be able to play the same title simultaneously unless they own multiple copies. Each player is able to create their own saved games, earn their own Steam achievements, and access workshop files, among other features. Family sharing is a feature that developers may opt their games out of for technical or other reasons at any time. Valve said a list of games that currently support the feature can be found at this link. Steam Families also introduced new parental controls that let adults in the group set limits on what and when children can play games. Parents can monitor what children are playing and choose to restrict access to various shopping and social features too. Also a new payment option where a child account can request an in-family adult to purchase their shopping cart, which can be done by an adult using their mobile device or email. To test Steam Families, players need to be opted into the Steam Family Beta. For more information can be found in their official FAQ, Frequently Asked Questions, link that is right here in this article as well. Cool, man. Nice. Yeah, the Steam Spring Sale is also popping off right now through the 21st. Got 2 days left on that one. If you take a look, see right here, through the 21st, there's a lot of games on sale. Really nice time to get your hands on some hugely discounted products that you might be interested in. So take a look. Also, Epic, Deus Ex Mankind Divided, and The Bridge are free for the next 2 days, also until the 21st. And then on the morning of the 21st, the morning of Thursday, at roughly 10 a.m. my time, so that's about 4 hours after I start streaming, then the Call of the Wild, The Angler, and Invincible Presents Adam Eve will become free, and these will no longer be available. So get them now. Get your free content. Hi-Fi Rush is now available on PS5. Hi-Fi Rush finally launched on PS5 today, serving as another installment of the effort to push Xbox and PC games over onto PlayStation's flagship platform. As one of the highest rated games of last year, Hi-Fi Rush puts players in control of an inspiring rocker who uses music and rhythm-based attacks to beat the living daylights out of evil machines. This game is a banger. Most people know what it is. I'm not going to watch the trailer right now, but with jaw-dropping visuals that burst out of the screen and a soundtrack that's punchy and upbeat, the action never slows in Hi-Fi Rush. This game, which has a rating of 87 on Metacritic, I'll be honest, I think it probably deserved a little bit more than that, has wowed players for a year, and now it's going to entertain gamers on a new platform. It's very, very good. Yeah, it joins the likes of Pentiment, Grounded, and Sea of Thieves, all of which started as Xbox exclusives titles, but are now being ported to PS5 and Nintendo. Also, if you didn't know it, Sea of Thieves is currently the most pre-ordered game on PlayStation's console right now, and it's an Xbox exclusive title. That's very interesting. To be fair, it wouldn't be had Rebirth not released yet, but it is. There you go. Oh, de nouveau. Oh, Jesus. Good old de nouveau. We all love de nouveau, don't we? Good old de nouveau. De nouveau maker. Ear 2 targets the video game industry's leak problem with new technology. I'm willing to bet that by implementing this technology, it will probably slow down and wreck the development of games. Just like implementation of de nouveau onto games messes up the performance of games, right? I mean, that's just to be expected, correct? Erdetto, the company behind the controversial de nouveau DRM utilized in many PC games, just announced a new technology meant to combat game content leaks in the video game industry. Called Tracemark for gaming, Erdetto describes the technology as a watermarking solution that adds visible and invisible identifiers to game content and can trace leaked content to its source. It's something the company already uses to watermark movies, sports broadcasts, and TV shows. Erdetto believes that the risk of having the leak traced to them will deter people from leaking game content when they're playing a playtest, closed beta, or review build of a game. Hacks and leaks at video game companies have been a dire issue over the last couple of years. It hasn't been uncommon for people to break non-disclosure agreements and share early footage of games like Skate online when they're not supposed to. In September of 2022, hacks resulted in a lot of content from Grand Theft Auto 6 being leaked online, spoiling a game over a year before its official reveal. Then in December of last year, Insomniac was hacked, and development content for Marvel's Wolverine, canceled projects, and future games from Sony-owned studios were shared online. Tracemark seems like it'll be less effective at preventing hacks at that level, but is a deterrent that developers can use when they send out early builds of games to players remotely. As such, a technology like Tracemark might be appealing to video game developers. However, Erdetto and Denuvo have a negative reputation with gamers because Denuvo impacts the performance of games on PC. Yep, absolutely. I mean, here's the thing. This is unfortunate. A company's nice enough to put you in on the inside track of experiencing a play test or something, and you break the agreement that you have with them. This is just another one of those things that hinders the progress of rebuilding relationships between ourselves as gamers and the developers themselves, right? And don't get me wrong, Skate is EA, dude. I know. Okay, we can get into that whole debacle. I hate EA, but you know, it's not like this is the only game this happens to, or has happened to, and you know, they need to do better by us. We need to do better by them. The fact of the matter is, games are always better for us as a collective community of gaming enthusiasts and consumers whenever studios are willing to listen to our input. But studios are more reluctant to accept and open lines of communication for that type of input as we continue to have to deal with the degrading of the relationship between ourselves and the developers because of many different kinds of issues, and this is one of them. So things just need to get better. Maybe this will help a little bit. I don't know. I'm not a fan of Denuvo. Don't get me wrong. But who knows? We'll see what happens. New Xbox and PS5 Pro dev kit certified in South Korea. This is the biggest interesting part to me. We know the PS5 Pro dev kit was going to be certified, but the Xbox side? Speculation about Microsoft wanting to exit the hardware market for gaming consoles has been widespread recently as it moved to make some of its formerly exclusive games available on the platforms of its competitors Sony and Nintendo. Excuse me. However, the certification of a new Xbox dev kit by South Korean authorities could shut down these rumors for the time being. According to Xbox News for Koreans, which is citing the National Radio Research Agency, the new Xbox dev kit received approval on March 18th of this year. Under Korean law, all electronic devices need to be certified by this agency before they can be used in order to ensure they're not a threat to existing radio infrastructure. The Series X dev kit received approval around 5 months before the console itself was launched in the country, giving an indication of the potential timetable Microsoft is working under. Microsoft isn't the only manufacturer gearing up for a mid-cycle refresh of its current gen offer. Dev kit for Sony PS5 Pro has already been certified by the NRRA on November 24th of last year. That same month, Sony started selling its PS5 Slim, a slightly upgraded version of its console. Yeah, so I guess this probably is what this is going to be. During the proceedings of Activision Blizzard trying to purchase, or Microsoft trying to purchase Activision Blizzard, excuse me, I'm a little bit distracted. There's something happening. Try to focus in here. There was a lot of leaked documents, and some of it was about a fully digital Xbox Series X, stuff like that, and that's what they're talking about here. So a key component of what was leaked was the fully digital version of the Xbox Series X. While the exact plans may have changed in the meantime, the company denied that there were plans to leave its role as a hardware manufacturer behind. Leadership stated that more information about upcoming hardware would follow later this year. So that's probably why this is being rated, right? Microsoft's new approach of spreading its first-party titles among as many platforms as possible seems to be working out well for the time being. Sea of Thieves topped the PS5 pre-order charts, like I was just talking about a moment ago, pretty much worldwide after it was announced to come to the Sony console. A recent earnings report by Sony indicated that it may follow a similar strategy in the future with its successful launch of Helldivers 2 possibly serving as a blueprint. This will be some good stuff for Soup. I gotta. I might have to send this to Soup. Hold on. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Soup will love that. Soup will love that. That'll get him in here real quick. I know it. Sandland demo out now. Unlocks rewards for the full game. So really what this appears to be is that we've got new ratings in South Korea for dev kits for a new Xbox. The Xbox is going to be mainly just it's not like a big hardware upgrade. I think the new Series X that's coming is just going to be fully digital. It's going to have probably an upgraded storage capacity. But hardware-wise, other than that, there's not going to be a lot of differences, I don't think. Now, obviously, the PS5 Pro, which we've talked about the past couple of days, is going to be a significant difference over the regular PS5. But that's why we have two like kind of ratings, pro dev kits being certified coming out of South Korea, right? For each developer. Sandland demo out now, unlocks rewards for the full game. Interesting. They're trying to entice people to play the demo. The manga from the late Akira Toriyama is being turned into a video game. Yeah, we knew that. We've seen video, which we'll watch again here for everybody. But a Sandland demo is now available on PC, PS5, PS4, and Xbox Series X and S ahead of the game's launch at the end of April. The reveal came via a new trailer you can watch below. Although the 56-second long trailer doesn't give too much info away, it does tease some of the game's action, featuring the series' signature vehicles like battle tanks, battle armors, and motorcycles. Let's take a look. Load up, man. What is this? Nice buffer screen. Yikers, dude. That's definitely not HD. What's going on here? Excuse me. Dude, let's see if we can watch this on YouTube. Yeah, it's not playing very well out of their embedded version, so let's watch this here. There we go, that's better. Good Toriyama, dude. Have some chat. All right. So, publisher Bandai Namco revealed that those who play the demo will receive 30 B-grade steel and 30 B-grade bolts when the game full launches. These in-game items can be used to enhance vehicles whenever players visit Spino For those unaware, Sandland is a popular manga the late Akira Toriyama created. In it, a desert world shared by humans and demons suffer from a water shortage. The story follows a demon named Beelzebub, who travels to find a hidden water source with the help of some friends. Sandland is scheduled to come out on April 26th. It will be playable on PC, Xbox Series X, PS4, and PS5. Yeah, for those of you that don't know who Toriyama was, most notably renowned for the Dragon Ball series, creator of the Dragon Ball series, among other things like Sandland. And so if that doesn't tell you, you know, the kind of content this individual was able to come up with and create for us to experience, you know, then, you know, I don't know what to tell you. But Toriyama, rip Toriyama, feels bad. What a legend. And hopefully Bandai is doing justice here with some nice content for Sandland. But the demo's out there. I'll link this if you guys want to take a look at anything else that this article had to offer. Oh, dude. So RGG, right? I'm gonna preface this. I gotta preface this article with something that is very important that we have to realize is going on in this industry potentially and explicitly and with this title. Like a Dragon Studio, which is RGG, also published by Sega, right? Surprised. The studio head of RGG is surprised by Infinite Wealth's strong early sales. That's unfortunate in my opinion. Games in the series usually sell at a slower rate, Yokoyama says. This game has paywalled New Game Plus. New Game Plus paywalled in Like a Dragon. So, search this real quick while that comes up. There we go. Yeah. So, back on January 20th, so yeah, around January we found out, a couple months ago we found out that this was going to be the case. If you wanted New Game Plus in this game, you had to buy into higher editions of the game. If you bought the default version of the game, you were not going to get New Game Plus. That's not acceptable. Paywalling something that should be a default option that developers are implementing for replayability of a game as a quality of life option for consumers to continue to play their title is not something that is acceptable for paywalling. That is disgusting. And if you want to read this, then by all means, I mean, we've known about this for a while. I've been trying to educate people on this fact, and it's not good. And it sucks to hear that this studio is doing well off this game when they've done something like this. So I cannot, in good conscience, dive into an article that has anything to do with this game without first and foremost pointing out this glaring issue. And here's the problem. When a studio gets to the point where they feel comfortable enough to do things like paywalling an option like New Game Plus, that's just grounds for a snowball effect to happen, man. They're comfortable enough to do this to us. That means that sets a precedent moving forward for them to go, well, if people bought the game and they were okay with us paywalling New Game Plus, then why don't we just paywall a, field of view slider? Why don't we just paywall flipping, all of our video options in the game? I mean, is that a little bit of a drastic comparison? Maybe, but it's also not all that far-fetched, really, considering what this is. And it would actually probably eventually get to that point. There's probably a lot of other steps in between there, but It's really disgusting. This we can't allow this kind of stuff to happen. We can't support these kinds of developers doing this kind of thing to us. And so I'm not even going to read this whole thing. I don't want to promote this game. I just brought this up because it feels bad. 1 million copies were shipped or sold within the first week of the game releasing. And I can't tell you how much it sucks to hear that, dude. No matter how good the content is of the game, okay, it's not acceptable for a developer to be doing this to us. Paywalling New Game Plus behind $85 and $110 editions of the game. This is disgusting. This is unacceptable. And so I'm not going to promote this game. I will continue to rip on RGG and Sega for allowing this to happen. And gamer gods help us, dude, if this continues to be something that we have to deal with. It's disgusting. GOG games will soon be playable through Amazon Luna Cloud Gaming, with saves and achievements shared across the two platforms. Interesting. If you don't know what GOG is, this is Good Old Games. This is owned by CD Projekt Red, which is the developer behind games like The Witcher, right, and Cyberpunk. And Luna, obviously, is the streaming service for Amazon. Now, look, I've been very critical of a company like CDPR because I feel like they've been a terrible developer on the front of performance and releasing games unfinished and baiting people into buying games that should have never been released when they were. The Witcher 3, Cyberpunk, it's a bad look. They've gotten away with it because their content's so good. There are not very many other developers in the industry that stand up to CDPR. But I do really, content-wise, you know, but it's not an excuse for them to release a game unfinished. No developer should do that. No developer should be doing that. And it's terrible. They baited 13 million people into buying Cyberpunk on pre-order and release, and that game was wholly unfinished. It's terrible. It's a terrible thing that they've gotten away with. GOG is a pretty cool platform. It's a pretty cool platform. It's a PC store and platform to have a library on and stuff like that. They've collaborated with Amazon quite often. Like if you have Amazon Prime, you will sometimes get free games that will be GOG codes. So if you've never seen GOG, I can pull it up real quick. They have a desktop app, just like Steam or Epic, whatever. You can go onto, you can install their application, desktop application. You can use just go through their website or whatever. The thing that's different about Dungeon Vixens, woo! Their platform, they actually have a bunch of free games too. So if you go to their homepage, oh god, 2018's God of War, oh what a banger, dude. And you go down here. Now, look, they've got a GOG Twitch streams on here. I didn't even know that. Now, they've got a free games icon. If you click on that, they've got a bunch of good old free games that you can get, too. You can see all these. They're free, man. You just click free, add them to your library. Quake 2. They've got a bunch of some of the older, like Elder Scrolls, Daggerfall, Arena, They've got some decent stuff in here that's just always free. Ultima stuff, different kinds of things. So check it out. But the thing that I wanted to get at here is GOG is great because they are DRM free, which means that any kind of, if you're not aware of this, many of us will be, but if you're not aware of this, it's a platform that, unlike Steam or unlike Epic or many of the consoles, things like that, as long as you at some point have taken a game in your library that you own, you've already downloaded it and installed it, you don't have to connect to their servers to play it, as long as it doesn't have an online component to it. You know, if it's just like single player titles and stuff, this is a great platform for single player titles. So quite often with like Steam, Epic, a lot of the console platforms, you are not able to play the games if you know, even if you already have them installed, downloaded and installed, stuff like that. If you cannot connect to the servers of that platform, like if your internet's down or if their servers are down, you cannot connect to that platform servers for verification purposes of you saying, yeah, this is me, this is my account, you do in fact own that game or whatever. They won't let you, they won't let you play if you can't connect. GOG is different. It's built different, if you will. So as long as those games, you own them, you've already downloaded them and installed them, if your connection goes down, or maybe you have a mobile device or whatever, and you're going to be going on some kind of like plane ride or something like that, or a long car ride through services going up and down. If it's a GOG game and it's already downloaded and installed or whatever, you don't have to connect to their services to play that game, as long as it's a single player game or a game that doesn't require online connectivity and stuff. So that's one of the reasons that GOG is a great platform for certain titles. GOG has partnered with Amazon Luna to make its DRM free titles playable on the cloud gaming service starting soon. Select GOG games will be playable through Amazon Luna with cloud saves and achievements shared across the two platforms. Players will also be able to buy games that are available on GOG through Luna's client, and they will go straight into their GOG library. Currently available in the US, Canada, UK, Germany, France, Italy, and Spain, Luna can be played on a number of devices, including PC, Mac, iOS, Android, Fire tablets, Fire TV, and select LG and Samsung smart TVs. It supports the Amazon Luna controller, various third-party peripherals, including Xbox One and PS4 pads, plus mouse and keyboard. Players can also use their phone as a controller for some games. Rather than paying for individual games, Amazon Luna players instead sign up to one or more subscriptions. Luna Plus subscription costs $10 US or £9 a month and includes access to over 100 games, including the Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes, Control Ultimate Edition, Sonic Mania, Tetris Effect, and Yakuza Kiwami 1 and 2. Players can also subscribe to Ubisoft Plus for $18 a month and Jackbox games for $5 a month. Players who are subscribed to Amazon Prime receive access to a rotating selection of Luna games each month. In March, these include Drift CE, Rescue Party Live, Trepang 2. Trepang 2's on Luna right now? That's sick. Chicken Assassin Reloaded, Fortnite, Lego Fortnite, Rocket Racing, Fortnite Festival, and Trackmania. Prime Gaming also offers members PC titles to keep, plus exclusive in-game content every month. Yep. So, kind of cool. Nice. Good collaboration there, I think. For sure. If you need any of those links, check it out. Lastly, this is all, it's kind of a brief news segment this morning. Kind of quick. Not a lot. I even went 6 pages on our search this morning, and this is about what we took in. A lot of repeat news that we'd already covered over the past, 2 to 3 to 4 days that wasn't worth covering again because we've already done it before. We've touched on a lot of this stuff before, but it happens, man. We get days where we go long, 3-hour news segments. Sometimes we go hour and a half. It varies, and that's okay. If anybody has anything else you want to talk about that maybe we haven't covered, you're not sure of, whatever, let me know in chat. We'll discuss it before we move on and start playing games for the rest of the day, okay? But this is the last article that I have for that I pulled up myself for us to talk about this morning. What we have here is the Konami debuts Metal Gear Solid Legacy series is video series narrated by David Hayter. All right. The iconic voice actor behind the Metal Gear Solid series, David Hayter, is back with the stealth franchise, but for a different purpose, narrating the game's history and cultural impact. Konami has debuted Metal Gear Solid Legacy series, a series of short-form videos about the origins of Metal Gear with none other than David Hayter as our guide. Watch the first part below. All right. However, the company has not revealed the frequency of these videos airing, nor how many parts this series will include. How long is this? Let's see. About 6 minutes. Okay. I'm not gonna watch it right now because what I'm worried about is the fact that it'll get like copyrighted and get a copyright strike when I try to upload our news segment itself up to YouTube for people to go watch again if they missed it, today's news segment or whatever. But I will link it. You guys can take a look, and I don't know, we might watch it before we start playing games and everything. I just don't want to include it in the news segment for potential issues of needing to pull everything down and edit it out and stuff like that. So just creates more issues on my end. But there's the link if you want to take a look at it. We'll maybe watch it here in just a moment before we start gaming after we end the news segment, okay? But that's what I got. Cool. You guys rock. Happy flipping Tuesday, man. I don't know what we're playing today. It'll be something. It'll be fun. Whatever it is. We always get into some good times here, and we'll figure out what we're playing today, and it'll be a good time, whatever it is. Thanks for always being here, being a part of what we do, helping stay current on the video gaming news. Everybody that always contributes with sending me articles and topics that to make sure that we've either covered them or you know, because I miss stuff sometimes. Sometimes things don't come up in the searches for me, and people are always great about making sure that we have a vast area of video gaming news to cover, even for the things that we don't find in our searches every day. So thank you very much, as well as contributing to these topics discussion wise. And it's always great to have different viewpoints about what we're talking about here, and I appreciate it very much. So we will do our next video gaming news segment on Thursday. That'll be March 21st, whenever I get back from our normal day off of Wednesday tomorrow. So don't forget, no more news until Thursday. We're not done here, though. We're going to be moving on to playing games for the rest of the day. If anybody's been hanging out today, you're not familiar with what we do here. We are live 6 days a week. Like I said, every day but Wednesday. We start off at 6 a.m. CST CDT. That is 7 a.m. Eastern or 4 a.m. Pacific time. And we begin with video gaming news every day. We try to stay current on what's happening in the industry, promote a healthier industry for all of us as gaming enthusiasts and consumers, and just have a good time doing it, man. Then we go play games for the rest of the day, and you know, we have a good time doing that too. It's all about spreading good vibes. We have an awesome community here of amazing people, cultivating a welcoming community that's inclusive and a safe spot for people to enjoy the world of video games. We play a lot of games together, and it's just about having a place where everybody can, you know, lean on one another, form amazing friendships, spread good vibes, be void of negativity, toxicity, things of that nature. So if you can dig that, man, come be a part of what we do when we are live. Other than that, happy Tuesday. Hope everybody's week's starting well. Stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another. And I'm going to run us an outro real quick. Happy Mustache March. Happy Mustache March. And as soon as this outro is finished, it's time to start playing some games. So don't go anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. Just a nice little segue out of this video gaming news segment, and then we'll start playing games. I'll be right back.